Hello, it is actually Monday, April 20th for me. I'm going to record your video for Wednesday and Thursday today. If you hear faint music and or a circular saw in the background, it's because Mr. McClung is working on a playset outside, so just disregard any ambient noise. My kids are out today, so I had some time to do the video, so I figured I may as well do that. I hope that you are all enjoying your time at home safely. We've had a few nicer days, which I know my family has been thankful for. I know you haven't seen my face on the last couple of videos. I actually have a towel on my head right now. I just got out of the shower, so I'm going to spare you that, but all is well in my world. I hope all is well in your world. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into kind of some plans. This is the module you finished up on Tuesday this week, and I just kind of wanted to show you. I'm not going to, open all these things, but this is kind of our plan to get through the rest of the course. It's pretty straightforward. I'll try to keep it interesting, but at this point we do need to do some College Board things, so I want to keep them small and manageable, and so we're starting with pre-writing today, and then we're just going to baby step our way through the rhetorical analysis essay, get some test notes ready for you because you can have notes and resources during your test time on May 20th, and then eventually I'll put all of our resources into this module that you could even access during test time if you wanted to. My hope is you won't have to because that would take some of your 45 minutes, but it'll be there if you need it. So I'll just be throwing things in there up until testing time. But again, today, or Wednesday, today's Monday, but for you today, Wednesday or Thursday if you're Green Day, this is the module that you'll be working through. And so I'm just going to talk through this one with you. This is, I think, if I'm correct, the first time, and for the rest of the time, all of these modules will just be a single day rather than a group of days. No more projects. All of these lessons should last about 45 minutes in time. Most of them will even be on a timer of some sort. So yeah, no more of those things. I do think I'll have some bonus partner group work added in through this process, but for the most part, all of the assignments will be individual, and I'll give you all some individual feedback just so that you're ready for your own personal test. All right, I'm going to go over this Google slide here. It's also linked with the assignment here. It is linked right here if you want to refer back to the instructions in this video. I'm getting really good with the GIFs. This is one of my favorite ones from The Office, just a GIF. I used to actually have this as a poster in my first classroom, and I put something over the word idiot. I can't remember what, but at 21, I thought that was pretty awesome to have a poster like that in my classroom. I probably still would. I just don't have it anymore. So there's a little Dwight for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and look through this. I'm going to try to keep it short. I only want this video to take up maybe like 10 to 15 minutes of your time. But I have found that I'm not very good at quick videos, so that is on my things to improve list. All right, where we are starting with this is pre-writing. It is super important. You do not need to just write an essay for 45 minutes. They don't end up being very good essays. But a lot of you have told me you are worried about time. Time has come up over and over again. I feel like we worked a lot on timing through this year, but I still think it's a good place to live for the next couple weeks as far as let's make sure we know kind of by the minute where we're going to be at. The 45 minutes that the College Board is going to give you to write your rhetorical analysis essay is going to include reading a passage, planning your essay, writing your essay, and revising your essay. I do think revision is going to be important on this because they are going to know that you can Google things and find so many resources on things. So you really have to have pretty polished writing, whereas normally I think they let you fudge a little bit because it's handwritten and you're in this like stress situation. I think they're going to assume like you have a lot of resources. So I do think you should give this a good once over before you press submit, but just a reminder, you get 45 minutes plus 5 minutes to upload. So I'm assuming you could be reading it and maybe making a couple of revisions in that 5 minutes of extra time. This would be my plan. I kind of made a rough outline. I think it takes 5 to 10 minutes to read a passage. I can normally skim a passage in about 5 minutes depending on length. I do think they're going to go with an older passage. Those can take a little bit more time to read just because sometimes you don't pick up on the context of the argument quite as quickly. And then I do think it takes 5 or 10 minutes to plan your essay. I do think the longer you take to plan, the better your essay ends up being. Even if you have to write a faster essay, it normally ends up just being better quality because you know what you want to talk about. Whereas rushing through your planning and having all this time to write, sometimes your writing's just not as focused. So I would put more time than less into planning. It's not a 50-50 split necessarily. I think most of you need at least 25 minutes, 5 minutes per paragraph to write. I also know that I am the type who makes notes as I read something. I would probably be reading on the screen and have post-it notes or notebook paper out or something and just be writing down what I was thinking as I was going through it. I'm not normally someone to like do a secondary read of a passage because I've already made some notes and I typically have my thesis statement figured out by about the end of the passage anyway. I'm mostly, as I'm reading, I'm marking down things that the prompt gives me on space. When I get to the cat thing, I'm making chunks out of my passage, and then I'm figuring out in this first chunk of text, this is what I want to talk about. In the second chunk, this is what I want to talk about. And in my third, this is where I want to go. And then just remember that conclusion. I want to go over like, is this an effective piece? Did it reach its audience? Why did the writer do this? Did he hit his aim and his purpose? All those good things. So I just do that as I read. I'm not one to read and then think. I think while I read. You do have to figure out what you like to do. You don't have to do what I do, but I would say have kind of your plan. Are you going to read and then take notes? Do you need to have a note template set up before you read? Just make sure you're setting yourself up for success. I am a very fast writer. I always have been, probably why I'm an English teacher. I can get away with writing a 5-paragraph essay in 20 to 25 minutes, but I've done it a lot and I've practiced it a lot. And when I take my notes, I know exactly the types of things I'm looking for to put into my essay. So I'm really good at planning, which makes my writing process really quick. So I'm a big believer that there's a lot to be said about good pre-writes. I've had several students in the past who say I don't like to pre-write. That's just silly. Your essay will be better if you pre-write. Your transitions will be better in your essay. Just your maturity and your flow to your essay, your voice will be stronger if you just plan. So don't do a lot on the fly. And then just this last step, I don't think in this situation we can sacrifice the time to read through things. I know some of you like to revise as you go. I don't love that plan. I like to read the whole thing as one piece at the end. So just to, again, make sure my voice is consistent. I didn't use the same word too many times. Everything makes sense and connects together. It should be pretty easy to edit because you can just delete things and insert things and flip around paragraphs pretty quickly. So yeah, that would be my plan. So this blue part is what we're focusing on today, pre-writing. And those who plan, all right, those who fail to plan, plan to fail. I don't know where I heard that from, but I've always really loved that quote. I think, again, good plans are worth $1,000,000. So plan, plan, plan. Okay, learning goal today is that by practicing pre-writing, we will get better at it or we will perfect it. So number one, by the end of this lesson, you should have a clear idea of how long it takes you to complete steps 1 and 2. And just a reminder, that was reading the passage and planning your essay. And number 2, for future lessons, you will be certain that you can get the reading and the planning done in about 15 minutes. So there will be some future lessons where I will budget in 15 minutes of time to read and plan and assess you on that amount of time. So I just want to make sure that you are understanding that I would like the passage read and an essay plan figured out in about 15 minutes. If you can do it in a shorter amount of time, great, but it normally takes me about 15 minutes to know I have a solid plan. Assignment instructions, you are going to do this on the College Board, my AP classroom, I forget exactly what it's called, but anyway, you should have been checking your emails for that. It should be working. No one let me know of any issues with their College Board account. If you have an issue, you do probably need to call the College Board and get that figured out. It's called the April 22nd and 23rd passage prompt options. So open that one. And you don't need to read all 3 of the passages. You're only going to be picking 2. You are going to type into the text boxes, but they don't, or I don't need you to write an essay. The prompts are going to want you to write an essay, but we're just going to do the first 15 minutes of the essay, or the pre-writing time. So no actual paragraphs will be written. Okay, as mentioned, you're just going to choose 2. All of these are not, well, they're not super duper dated, but they're definitely older. You have, sorry, that should say passage 2, passage 1, 2, 3. I've edited this a few times. I'll edit it one more time, it looks like. Passage 1 is an address, like a speech address is, I guess I could say that. Passage 2, it should say, number 2, is a conclusion to a letter. And then passage 3, it shouldn't say 4, passage 3 is a book excerpt. So I don't know that it really matters what it is, but if that helps you choose, those are your choices. Not really too much of a difference in length or difficulty. They're all College Board recommended passages. This will be timed on the College Board website to read those 2 passages and plan for those 2 passages. You'll have 30 minutes. Again, you are not writing any essays. You're just making a list or writing an outline or letting me know, even if you wanted to type me a paragraph, just letting me know your thoughts on how you tackle the essay. I'm fine with that. So again, I just need to see that you've read it and you have a plan. And again, this kind of just reiterates that. Read the passage. I always think it's a good idea, and you may even want to put in the text box like chunk 1, chunk 2, chunk 3. It's good to have a piece of the passage to write about for each of your paragraphs. I think that's the best way to set up your essay. You can set up your essay like choices, appeals, tone, or diction, device, mode. Like you can have those be 3 things, but I don't know. Then sometimes students only look at like just the introduction or just the conclusion. And if you can't show that you understand the whole passage, you're not going to pass. So writing it by part 1, part 2, part 3 just shows the College Board that you read and understood the entirety of the passage. Again, in the text box, I do need to know that you can at least figure out space. So just some proof of that, whether that's a list or you just want to type it out. I would like you to go over some parts of CAT, maybe not all of them, but at least some parts of them. You can talk about devices, you can talk about kind of the writer's style or approach to things, you can talk about the mode he or she might use, you can talk about his or her word choice, appeals definitely, you can talk about emotion or kind of building up character, trust, you can talk about logic, reason, when it's appropriate. All 3 might not be appropriate. And you can also go over tone. I feel like that's the one I see the least. You should have access to the tone word list, but I'll make sure you have it on the assignment just in case you want to look back at those tone words. But at this point, like I would go with tone words you know, rather than those you have to look up, especially because this is a timed assignment. So just kind of keep that in mind. And I would love it if you would write a thesis statement. It can be kind of rough, that's fine. It can be the type of thesis statement where you say the author does this, this, and this to achieve her purpose, or it can be, although this is a speech, the author uses blank to achieve her purpose. Like you can do either type of thesis statement. You can also keep it really open. You don't have to close it at all. So whatever you want to do is fine. And then just a reminder, you should keep yourself in about 15 minutes per passage. If it were me, I'd have my phone or a clock out and just time myself on each passage, because the whole point of this exercise is to make sure you can read a passage and plan for an essay in 15 minutes. We're running through that 2 times just to make sure that your time is pretty firm. Okay. Then you're going to submit that on College Board. I'm not sure if it's going to say anything to you, but you are going to leave a question blank. If for some reason it won't let you, you can put like a letter or something in the text box. I don't know what that looks like from the student side, but you will be leaving one thing blank. I think that's it for this presentation. Yep. The last thing that you'll need to do after you've submitted, well, there's nothing to submit here, submitted on College Board. This is just letting you know some information. Is this reflection discussion. Only take a minute or two on this. You don't need to take forever. You watch this video, you've done the College Board thing, so I only have probably a minute or two of your time left to take. This is just letting me know, what was your time? Did you take about 15 minutes per passage? Did you go over? Were you under? Was it easy? Was it hard? What types of things would you like more direction on? Something about space or cat or how to write a thesis or whatnot. So just some direction. So you do need to participate in this discussion, please. And then that is it. It should say after that, complete. Just a reminder, there is a link here. This will take you to all the College Board review videos. There are tons of them for AP Lang, so you're welcome to watch those again if you're feeling nervous about the test or want anything more. Then I would recommend those videos. I'm not personally using their lessons, but I have watched them and taken some tips from them. I'm just kind of making sure what we do fits more to our needs and our knowledge base. So if you have any questions, let me know. I think we have a good plan in place. I'm excited to get this done for you all so that you can just be done with school and take your tests and just enjoy non-school life. Okay? All right, take care. I'll talk to you more next week.